Applause! You've made it to the home stretch, our last of 5 classes in adopting Bitcurrency, part of the early adopters team. It's only been about an hour, but I feel like I know you, and you probably are used to the sound of my voice. This is Mark, and I'm ready to help walk you through the final stage of adopting Bitcurrency, Class 5, T, for teaching, where you graduate, and you're transformed from student to teacher, what I call lengthening the chain of adopters. If you could, take a minute now to subscribe, share, and like this video so that others can find it in their Bitcurrency journey. Thanks. It may seem like it happened quickly, but even after just Class 1, where we accepted how things are in banking, you have been elevated to understand more about money and finance than most people will ever learn in their lifetime. You learned how money works, how it's a store of value for human labor, and some of the tricks that money printers, banks, and government have used throughout time. Tricks like using central banks to make politicians look benevolent and generous, printing money, and debasing money to artificially cause inflation. And we also learned how banks have formerly been needed trust intermediaries in transactions, but no more. You decided to learn about Bitcurrency, a decentralized trust machine based on math and software that allows us to move money without a third party, trusting instead in the system. How, like gold and silver, Bitcurrency has scarcity that can't be manipulated, and how exciting it is for you and me to be using it so early, ahead of mass adoption, ready to absorb the inflow of coming fiat currency, being on the receiving side of a great wealth transfer as fiat currencies collapse. You set up a wallet and you used an exchange to begin using Bitcurrency. And together we learned some street smarts about cold storage, sloshing, muting the news, avoiding scams, and hodling. Believe it or not, you're close to being a pro, wise about a new technology. One of my teachers used to say, first we listen, then we understand, and finally we teach. And now it's your turn to pass on the baton about Bitcurrency to those around you. I told you that I was inspired to give a small gift of Bitcurrency to my family members at the holidays, along with my instruction manual, which is now called Buying Bitcoin, to ease the people that I love into this new world. And that was my inspiration for this free course. You're a Bitcoin adopter. And I invite you to do the same, to tell your peers, your friends, your office workers, family, and children how to do what you now know how to do. Complete the circle. Lengthen the chain. You can direct them towards this course, or if you like, towards my inexpensive Buying Bitcoin book. Either way, as you use, you will learn and gain confidence. So consider becoming a kind of missionary with your friends about Bitcurrency and build your own team of early adopters. Here are some ideas and parting thoughts. One or many of these may inspire you. Most of us hold high the idea of freedom and equality. You might not have considered it in these terms, but money is a great common denominator between people, exchanging our value, our labor, and our products. Bitcurrency has a unique equalizing potential, smashing the paradigm of haves and have-nots, of the elite controlling 1%, and of inequality and prejudice. Bitcurrency is based on math. It's blind to social standing, to race, color, gender, age, politics, and ethnicity. It is completely fair, and it is global. It does not judge. Now, I'm just a front porch philosopher, but moving money from the discriminatory fiat system to Bitcurrency is probably the best gesture that we can make toward world peace and personal freedom and equality. It discourages dependence and encourages personal responsibility. It levels the playing field. Regardless of your religion or spiritual beliefs, Bitcurrency is fair, and it levels the playing field for each person to reclaim their personal value and self-worth. Here are some more thoughts. We all have a gift list: birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, confirmations. Set up an Exodus wallet for a family member as a gift with a Bitcurrency contribution, and perhaps this course. This is truly a lasting gift that will be cherished fondly by the recipient. Think of the excitement of having them see the growing value of their Bitcurrency on their computer desktop each day, constantly reminded of your generosity. Many of us are embarking on savings plans for a new car or vacation. Now, I'm not giving investment advice, but you have to look at the contrast between putting aside money in a savings account at 0% interest versus regularly setting aside some Bitcurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, or Litecoin. I'm guessing that by now you might see the growth possibility in this arena as early adopters. No specific guarantees or promises, but the competitive bar is quite low, 0% interest in a bank. For long-term savings, a time-proven technique is called dollar cost averaging, and this is where you put a fixed amount, $50 or $100 or more, into Bitcurrency each week or each paycheck. This averages your cost. You can purchase more when the price is low, and you get the satisfaction of organizing your savings, constantly building them, and applying the proven wealth strategy of pay yourself first. Think about college costs that are rising 5 to 8% a year. Very few vehicles can produce that type of possible return. Even if it is part of a conventional savings plan, taking a higher risk in favor of greater possible reward potential, percentage of long-term savings, might offset and complement any downturns in the markets. And, working with Bitcurrency, you're not subject to the whims of the markets. And what about retirement? Saving for the future ties in perfectly with the idea of hodling that we described. If you're in your 40s, hodling Bitcurrency might be a wise way to diversify holdings. And if you're retiring soon, trying to make up for lost time, Bitcurrency may be appropriate to help catch up with part of your savings. Obviously, I can't know your specific situation or give financial or investment advice. That's not my purpose. I am satisfied, though, if I can lead you to do further research, to find the answers that make you comfortable, and most of all, to help you ask the right questions. I need to edit and limit what I put in this course to save time and to focus on the basics. There is so much more to know. In the interest of passing along specific Bitcurrency techniques that would not be appropriate to share publicly, I am available to personally consult and brainstorm with you on specific questions that you may have about Bitcurrency, or to offer a turnkey wallet and exchange setup session with you to fast-track and shortcut your introduction into the world of Bitcurrency, or to speak with you about some savings strategies that have served us well. We have phone and remote computer and Skype sessions available on our webpage at bitcurrencyU.com. Okay, end of personal grandstanding. I know as you've arrived here in Lesson 5 that your brain's probably buzzing with excitement, or at least with questions about Bitcurrency. As I said earlier, if that is the case, my work here is done, and I'm smiling. I really hope that you'll give me feedback through your comments and by joining our Facebook group and staying in touch on Twitter. There's only one of me, and I hope to have planted some idea seeds in adopting a fantastic new technology ahead of most others. I have had some amazing teachers, and this class, this work, is my effort to pay it forward. I realize, though, that most of the amazing ideas have yet to be stated. They are in your mind, incubating, waiting to share. And because of that, I can't wait to hear from you. Oh, one more thing. And this one piece of information is worth the whole price of this course. It changed my life. I've been in the world of Bitcurrency since 2014 when it was just plain boring. During the past 2 years, however, with annual growth of 7 times and 8 times, I had an epiphany. Maybe like you, I sometimes have trouble saving money. My mom used to call that money burning a hole in my pocket. If I had some extra money, I somehow found a way to spend it. Last year, as I analyzed my Bitcurrency earnings of 600%, I reframed my thinking about money, and it changed my life. Since every dollar I had put into Bitcurrency turned to over $5, I realized that I could think of currency, as I held it in my hand, in a different way. Instead of looking at the number printed on the bill, I could think of the currency as the number that would be printed on the bill a year down the road. As I said before, $1 became $5, $10 became $50, and $100 became $500. So I made a life-changing shift. When I pulled out a buck to spend, I imagined the item costing $5. If I pulled out a 20 to spend, I imagined it costing $100. It put me on an amazing spending diet. Picture buying lunch for $10, no problem. But spending $50 on lunch? No thanks. The fact is, these numbers were actually real, really what I had earned. So consider trying this. Would that $35 movie be worth $100? Or could you pass and send it into your Exodus wallet and hodl? You decide. You be the judge. So thanks so much for your time. In total, it really has just been an hour that we've known each other during these sessions. But it seems like I know you. I look forward to magnificent success and prosperity ahead for all of us on the early adopter team. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and even ring the bell to stay in touch with new posts and videos. Most important, comment here to let me know about your challenges and your successes. And don't forget the object of this lesson, T, to teach others and welcome them to also be early adopters. I look forward to meeting them. Much success to you and prosperity. Thanks.